Hello, first grade. Welcome back to our YouTube page. Hopefully you rested up after all that amazing learning you did last week and you're ready to start again this week on building your beautiful brains and growing our minds ready for second grade. Today, for our literacy lesson, we're going to be able to identify and retell key details of a new story I'm really excited to read to you called Night and Day. We're going to be retelling key details to help us understand more what is night and what is day. So again, our main idea is going to be what is night and what is day. And we're going to retell key details that help us understand more what is night and what is day. Let's get started reading. Okay, here's our story, Night and Day by Hilary Maybaum. Now, taking a look at our pictures and our table of contents, you can probably figure out that this is an informational text. It's nonfiction. That means it's a true story. We are learning about real life, night and day. And what does it mean when it's night and what does it mean when it's day? Some important vocabulary I want to go over before we begin. There are pictures here to help you follow along. But first one I want to look at as planet. Planets are stars that are so big that they get their own gravity. So Earth is a planet that we live on. Earth is the planet that we live on. There are other planets in our solar system like Pluto or Mars or Venus. You might have heard them or learned about them from Miss Fast in science class. We also know the moon. We talked a lot about the moon and landing on the moon last week. The word rotate, that means to spin. So if you were to stand up and spin in a circle, you are rotating. Stars, I'm sure you've seen them in the night sky, and sun. Those are all the different kinds of words that we're going to be using pretty frequently in our story. If you need to go back and remember what they are, you can always come back to this page in the video. Okay, I'm going to have the computer start reading to us now. Follow along with the highlighted word. After each chapter, we're going to stop and go back to my key details web and try and think, what were the important details we learned about day and night? Follow along while the computer reads.
Introduction. Look up at the sky. What do you see? If the sky is dark, then it is night. If the sky is bright, then it is day. Have you ever wondered why we have night and day? You will find out as you read this book.
Night. Day.
Okay, so I need to think, what was the important information that told me more about what does it mean when it's day and what does it mean when it's night? Let me go through the sentences and I can model how I determine what is a key detail. It says, look up at the sky. Is that giving me information about night and day? No. What do you see? If they're asking a question, then they're not giving me important information. Let's keep reading. If the sky is dark, then it is night. If the sky is bright, it is day. Is that giving me information about night and day? Absolutely. That is going to be my key detail that I want to take away from this chapter and put in my key details web. Remember, my main idea, what I want to be thinking about while I'm reading is what is night and what is day. Our introduction chapter just told us that when the sky is dark, it's night. And when the sky is bright, it's day. That tells me more about night and day, so I can include that in my key details chart. I wrote, the sky is dark when it is night and bright when it is day. That tells me lots of important information, so I know those are my key details. I'm going to go back and have the computer read chapter 1. Your job is to think, what key detail did we learn from chapter 1? And there's actually going to be 2 that Miss Kelly wrote. What key details from chapter 1 tell us more about what is night and what is day?
Chapter 1. What can we see in the sky at night?
We often see the moon at night. The moon is a round, rocky object that moves around Earth. As the moon travels around Earth, The moon appears in different places in the sky. The moon seems to change shape each night.
Can you find the full moon in this picture? Moonwalks. 12 astronauts walked on the surface of the moon from 1969 to 1972. We can use a telescope to look more closely at the moon.
On a clear night, we may see stars in the sky. Stars are very hot. Stars glow because they make their own light. Stars seem small because they are very far away. Stars are much bigger than Earth. Many stars fill the sky. We cannot easily count all the stars.
Stars are not scattered evenly in the sky. Most meteors glow for only a few seconds. Think about it. Shooting stars are not really stars at all. Shooting stars are bits of rock that scientists call meteors. Why do you think we call meteors shooting stars?
Okay, so we've read our chapter 1. Now we need to go back and I want to see if you guys identified the key details that Miss Kelly picked out when she read the chapter 2. Now, I want to give us a hint because there's lots of information that we just learned. But remember, key details in this story are going to help us know more about night and day. So let's read and see if it's key details or not. We often see the moon at night. Is that helping us learn more about what the sky is like at night? Yeah, we see the moon. Let's keep reading. Do I want to put about the moonwalks and 12 astronauts that walked on the moon? Is that telling me more about what it means to be night? No, so don't get tricked. That would be a non-key detail. What else did we learn in our chapter 1? Not only do we see the moon at night, but we also see stars. Okay, I want to take a look and see what I wrote on my key details chart. Think in your head, what would you put in your key details web? Okay, so like I said when we were reading our book, we see the moon and stars at night. That was telling us more about what it means to be night. We see things like the moon and stars. I also include the sentence, the moon goes through phases, because like we learned in the book, the moon looks different each night because it changes shape or it goes through phases. So even though we see the moon every night, it might look different depending on the shape or the phase of the moon. What do you think I included about stars? What would you have written in your key detail web about stars? I wrote, there are many stars in the night sky. Because remember, the book told us that there were too many to even begin to count. I also wrote, stars glow because they make their own light. We're able to see stars in the night sky because they glow and make their own light. That's why we can see them all the way from Earth. Okay, now that we worked on the example of chapter 1 together, this time I'm not going to be helping. I want you to read chapter 2 along with the computer and think in your head, what is the one key detail that we learn about night or day in this chapter? Again, what key detail helps us learn more about what is night or what is day in this chapter?
Chapter 2. What can we see in the sky during the day?
We often see the sun during the day. The sun is the nearest star to Earth. Still, the sun is very far away. The sun is much bigger than Earth. Sometimes we see the moon in the sky during the day. The moon does not make its own light. The moon reflects light from the sun.
We get light and warmth from the sun. We do not get light or warmth from the moon. Look at text structure. Description. Find the word far.
Okay, my friends. We've read through our chapter about the sky during the day. Think about what was the most important information you learned about what it means to be daytime. Okay, compare what you thought in your head to what Miss Kelly put on her chart. I wrote, we see the sun during the day. The sun gives us light and warmth. The reason I put that as my key detail was just like we learned about night, we see the moon and stars. During the day, we see the sun. And I wanted to include that the sun gives us light and warmth because that is what makes day different from night. It's really light and it's much warmer during the day because of the sun. Great job, first grade. We're going to go back and read our last chapter, chapter 3, and I have 2 more key details on my web. You're going to think in your head, what key details do we learn from chapter 3 that tells us more about night and day?
Chapter 3. Why do we have night and day?
Like all planets, Earth rotates or spins. Have you ever been on a merry-go-round? A merry-go-round rotates. Earth rotates once each day. When the part of Earth that we live on faces the sun, we have day. When the part of Earth that we live on faces away from the sun, we have night.
We have night and day because Earth rotates. Rotation fact. Earth takes almost 24 hours to make one complete spin. This is why one day on Earth is 24 hours long. Sun. Conclusion.
We often see the moon and stars in the sky at night. We often see the sun in the sky during the day. Earth rotates, giving us night and day.
Night. The sky is dark. We may see the moon. We may see stars. Day. The sky is bright. We often see the sun. We may see the moon.
Okay, I'm going to put it back on chapter 3. Thinking carefully, what key details did we learn about night and day from this chapter? Okay, so I'm going to read what Miss Kelly put on hers compared to what you thought in your head were the key details. First one I wrote was, the Earth rotates once each day, and it takes 24 hours to rotate. I included that because we know the reason that we have night and day is because the Earth rotates. And that's what I also put for my next key detail. And that's why I also included my next key detail. I said, when we face the sun, it is day. When we face away, it is night. Because the Earth rotates each day, and it lets us face the sun for the day. And when we face away from the sun, we know it is night. So that's really important to understand why we have day and night. Amazing job, first grade. This is what I have for us today for literacy. Let's move in to some writing time. I am really excited about our writing today because we get to go back to our opinion writing. We've worked a lot about our opinion writing throughout the year. We know that our opinions are what you think or feel. It's not something that everyone might agree on. So what Miss Kelly's opinion on her favorite ice cream probably isn't your opinion. And that doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's our opinion, what we think or believe. So today, we're going to be able to identify what makes opinion writing good. What are the components of good opinion writing? And to do that, we're going to analyze a mentor text. A mentor text is something that, or a piece of writing that is really almost perfect. We call it a mentor text because we can use it to learn how to be better writers ourselves by looking at someone who's done a really good job of writing. And today we're going to be looking at a mentor text called Skywatching. This story was written by a first grade student like you guys. And I chose it as our mentor text because it has all the components of good opinion writing. We're going to go through and I'm going to show you how this first grade writing, Skywatching, has all the components we want to see of an opinion writing text. So right away, we know good opinion writing has a title and an author. Good opinion writing names the topic. What are we writing about? It states an opinion about the topic. It has at least one reason, though if you're in Miss Kelly's class, we've been working on 3 reasons why. And it has a closing statement. Let's go through and I'm going to read our mentor text and we're going to show how it has all these components of good writing today. So I'm going to read through it once and then we'll go back and highlight where we see each of the components. Skywatching by Joe Smith. We can see stars in the night sky. Stars are interesting to look at. One reason stars are interesting is because they form pictures in the night sky. Did you know that long ago people named the giant pictures they saw? I also enjoy watching the stars sparkle at night. As I look up at the sky, I notice large and smaller stars in different colors. The more we look at the stars, the more we can learn about the stars that light the night sky. Okay, that is our mentor text, when we're going to use it throughout the week when we're doing our writing. But I want to show you how it has each of the components. So again, the first thing we want to see, does it have a title and an author? Yes, absolutely. We see here our title is Skywatching by Joe Smith. That's the title and the author. I see it right there. Okay, the next component I'm looking for says it names the topic of writing. Let's read the first sentence and you tell me, does the author introduce what we're going to talk about? We can see stars in the night sky. What's the topic of our writing? Stars. He introduced our topic in his first sentence. Did he say my topic is No, but we still know that we're talking about stars in the night sky. Beautiful. Okay, he has a title and author. He's told us what he's writing about, his topic. Now we want to know, what is his opinion about stars? Let's see. Stars are interesting to look at. Is that his opinion? Yes, he thinks stars are interesting to look at. That's the opinion he told us. Hopefully he's included one reason why. Let's look and see if he's included reasons to support why he thinks stars are interesting. One reason stars are interesting is because they form pictures in the night sky. Well, I know that's a reason because he said one reason is. That's a great way to know that he's telling us the reason why he thinks stars are interesting. Let's keep reading and see if he includes more details or more reasons. Did you know that long ago people named the giant pictures they saw? Is that a reason why stars are interesting? No, so let's keep going. I also enjoy watching the stars sparkle at night. He used that word also. Is them stars sparkling at night a reason why stars are interesting to look at? Yes, so he's also putting another reason. He's doing a good job. He's including multiple reasons why he thinks stars are interesting to look at. As I look up at the sky, I notice large and smaller stars in different colors. So I think this might be a reason why. He could have done a better job as a writer by maybe including another reason why stars are interesting are, I notice different colors. So I'm going to include this as a detail, but you guys know you could use a better signal word than he did in this example. And then finally, let's look and see, does he have a closing statement that wraps up his writing? The more we look at the stars, the more we can learn about the stars that light the night sky. Yep, there's his closing statement. He's telling us we can learn even more about the stars at night. He is wrapping up his writing, and he gave us an interesting fact. A lot of us, in our opinion writing, use closing statements like, now you know all about, or as you can see. But again, he could use some different signal words to make his writing even better. But he did include all the components. He has a title and an author. He named the topic he was writing about. He stated the opinion. He has more than one reason why and a closing statement. So this is why this is our mentor text, and we'll be using it throughout the week to help us with our writing. Now today for our writing, I want us to start brainstorming some ideas. You guys are going to be doing opinion writing this week. You're going to be writing an opinion on something that interests you. So today, to get our brains ready for writing, we need to think, what is the topic I want to write on, and what is my opinion? That's all you're doing today. So I want 2 sentences. My topic is my opinion is So I put some examples here to get you started. Like in our mentor text, the topic he chose was stars, and his opinion was stars are interesting to look at. If I were writing about birds, my topic was birds, I might say something like, birds are amazing. That's my opinion. Or maybe you want to do something technological. You could write about helicopters. My topic would be helicopters, and my opinion is helicopters are useful air machines. So you can pick any topic that interests you, as long as you are very clear what your topic is and what your opinion is. I can't wait to see these sentences today, my friends, and then tomorrow we'll continue to build on our opinion writing. Great job.